I am really excited to tell you that for the next 10 days, I am going to share with you 10 brand new videos or audios, depends on whether you are watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast. And all these 10 days, there's going to be a 10-minute educational video or audio all about your metabolism. And especially for those of you who feel like their metabolism may have slowed down. So 10 minutes for the next 10 days. And then after these 10 days, I'm going to invite you to come to my free webinar. This free webinar is called Ignite Your Metabolism, and it's exactly meant for those who feel like no matter what they do, they cannot get the results because their metabolism has slowed down big time. So who exactly is this webinar for? So it's for people who have been eating low calories consistently for several months or years, but have not seen any result. The body does not respond the way they want. They have even cut their calories lower because, like I said, there's been no result. They also have been really consistent with exercise, and they're already working out 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes even more, sometimes even doing 2 workouts a day. Still, nothing is happening. They're exhausted, they're tired, they don't know what to do next. So this is exactly the person who this webinar is for. So Ignite Your Metabolism, it is happening on Wednesday, May 12th at 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you grab your spot. And I'm going to put the link to my description. It's going to be in the YouTube description. It's also going to be in the show notes, and of course on my blog, urbanjane.co, and also in my Instagram bio. So make sure that you grab your spot if you want to understand what's up with your metabolism, why nothing is changing. If you can't be on that call, that is okay, because I will send out the recording for everybody who do sign up. However, if you are on that live call, you can ask questions that are specific to your situation, and I will help you out on that call. And you will also get some amazing bonuses. So I'm really hoping to see you there. Don't forget, it's on Wednesday, May 12th at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of the Balanced Spice podcast. And in this 10-day mini-series, we are talking about all things metabolism. And of course, we're going to talk about fat loss, weight loss, training, and all that good stuff. Today's topic is weight loss plateaus. Why they happen. It's a nightmare for many because they are trying so hard. They think that they're doing everything right. They're cutting calories even lower, but they're still sitting at the same weight. The scale is not moving, nothing's happening. So before I get started with the 3 reasons why this might be happening, I want to say that the scale is not the most important way to measure your progress. I also want to make sure that you look at your photos and look at how your clothes are fitting and take measurements. Maybe there is a change there, and maybe everything's going just perfectly, because even if your scale is not moving, if your measurements are going down, if your jeans are fitting better, you are on the right track, especially when you're exercising enough, because that means that you're also building muscle. And maybe there's just a nice exchange when you are where you are increasing your lean tissue mass and then you are decreasing the fat mass. So don't use the scale as the main way or the only way to measure your success, but use the other ways too. However, if you don't see any changes in your clothes fitting, in your scale, in your photos or measurements, then you may have really hit a fat loss plateau. And this is what I want to talk about today. So there are 3 major reasons that I have seen why this type of plateau happens. And the first thing is eating too low calories. And this shouldn't be a surprise for you. But there are 2 things that I kind of want to mention under that. So eating too low calories can happen in 2 ways. So first of all, you may take your calories down way too much at once. Let's say that you were eating, around 2,000 calories, and now you're like, okay, I got to lose fat really fast, and now I'm going to go start eating 1,300 calories. This is way too big deficit. This is too much for your body to handle. And it's pretty sure that you're going to hit a plateau if you do that. If you take your calories down that quickly, that deep, and stay there for a long period of time, absolutely your metabolism will downregulate, and you will see that your scale is not moving, the measurements are not going down. The other thing under the same skipping calories topic is that if you work with a coach and your coach has prescribed you a certain number of macros and calories to track, and given that it's a good coach, they know what they're doing, don't ignore their advice. So let's say that they have calculated for you that your deficit calories are 1800. Maybe you ate like, 2100 before, you want to see a little bit of fat loss. Okay, we're doing 1800. Just telling you random numbers. Please don't copy them. Everybody's different. Let's just use that as an example. So 1800 calories and, certain numbers of macros. And you think that I'm going to get to that goal faster if I just take the calories down even more, if I just eat less macros, if I just do more of what she's telling me to do, I'm going to get to my goal faster. And this is not going to work. So sometimes I see in people's, weekly check-ins that the goal was 1800 and they're continuously eating 15 and 1600. And then we hit a plateau because they have, again, taken their calories down too much, too quickly. The deficit has been too big, and this is just too much for the body to handle. And one point, he's going to put the brakes on and tells you that, no, we're not doing this anymore, and we are stopping here. And it's going to be hard to break through that place, that plateau. For that reason, you don't want to ignore that advice. You don't want to tell do differently what your coach is telling you to do, because hopefully they have good education, they know what they're doing, and they have calculated the numbers right for you. So it's a much better idea to really stick with them instead of trying to get quick results that are unhealthy. And I'm going to say that back in the day when I did Weight Watchers and I was tracking points, which that I think it's not a good idea because there's no education there. There's just points, right? But anyways, when I did that, I made the same mistakes. I still remember to this day, which is kind of crazy to think because it was was it 13 years ago at this point when I did my first round of Weight Watchers. And then I remember my points were 21. Okay, this is what I was supposed to eat. But I was like, hey, I get to my goal faster if I eat 16 or 17 and I also run an hour or two, right? Isn't that a good idea? Yeah, sounds like it. And I did lose a bunch of weight, but also developed a bunch of health issues. So this is not a good idea. This is not what you want to do. The second big reason why the weight loss plateau happens is that you're not doing any carb cycling or any calorie cycling. In other words, you're eating the same amount of carbs and calories every single day, day after day, month after month, sometimes even year after year. And you want to do carb cycling. So this is what I do with every single one of my fat loss clients, but I know that not everybody does that. They just eat the same number all the time. But so what is the point of carb cycling? The carb cycling, the idea is to give your metabolism a signal, send your metabolism a signal that there are a couple of days a week when there's more calories, and that makes your metabolism happy. That again upregulates your hormones, including your sex hormones and fat loss hormones, so that you can continue on your fat loss journey and stay healthy. So if you never do that carb cycling, then you are way more likely to hit a plateau. And I've seen many people like that. They have come to me, they say, everything went really well in the beginning of my diet. They did it with somebody else. And then I asked if they did carb cycling, and then sometimes they haven't even heard about it. So carb cycling is necessary. There are many ways of doing it. It can be 1 day a week, can be 2 days a week, can be 3 days a week. And it has to be pretty strategic. You have to know how to do it. It can't be just like, oh, I think I'm going to have like one more tablespoon of rice today. No, not like that, but it has to be a little bit bigger spike to send your metabolism a signal that we are not in deficit all the time, because it's going to bring up your daily calories. And like I said, that is boosting your metabolism. And we have been talking about slow metabolism a lot on this podcast. So this is what you want to prevent, because when your metabolism slows down significantly, it actually always slows down when you're eating a little bit less calories, when you're in a deficit. But if it's slows down really significantly, then it's going to be really hard to avoid those fat loss plateaus. So don't ignore carb cycling. Even if you feel like, oh, this high carb day, I feel like it's too much food, and I don't know if you can do this, and maybe it's kind of wrong, and I want to get to my goal faster. No, it doesn't work that way. Those high carb days are built into your day, your week, for purpose. There's a goal why you're doing this, and the goal is to keep your body healthy and also make sure that you continue to lose fat if that's a healthy thing for you to do. And the last thing, last big mistake that I see that people make and why they hit a plateau is that they never take any diet breaks. No diet breaks at all. How many women do you know who have been eating the same way week after week and month after month and year after year? They're still on that same 1,300 or 1,400 calorie diet, and because they're so dedicated, that's what they do because they believe that will get them to their goal. However, you actually want to be in a caloric deficit for maybe 12 weeks only. That's 3 months. And then you got to break your diet. You got to have a week, 2, 3 weeks when you're eating significantly more. And the goal is the same as it is with carb cycling, to send your body the signal that we are not in a deficit all the time, so that it has the opportunity to upregulate your hormones again. That means your hunger hormones, your fat loss hormones, your sex hormones, upregulate those again. So when you start your next fat loss phase, you are at a way healthier place and your body is ready for a little bit of more fat loss if that's what you want to do. But if there has been no diet breaks, you are so much more likely to hit a fat loss plateau. And I've seen this. I have one person that I'm working with right now who she had been in deficit for 5 months before she, around 4-month mark, she stopped losing weight. And then after that, she started actually gaining weight. And looking back, she sees that there has been no diet break at all. She didn't take any diet breaks at all. And so when she came to me, what we started doing was essentially reverse dieting, fixing her metabolism, healing their metabolism, or repairing, whatever you want to call, so that she can get back to a healthy place and maybe try fat loss later. But at this point, when you have been going like 5 months without any diet breaks, with no weeks when you give yourself more food, then this is a pretty good way to slow down your metabolism significantly and hit that fat loss plateau that I have been talking about today. So I think this is it for me today. I hope this was helpful. Remember, you cannot skip your calories. Yes, in a deficit, you're eating less calories than you would, normally, but don't eat significantly less, and also don't try to cut too much. Make sure that you do carb cycling, and make sure that you have diet breaks if you want to keep your metabolism healthy and if you want to avoid those fat loss plateaus. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Don't forget the webinar that I'm hosting next week. That's this week, Wednesday, May 12th at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. It's all about slowed down metabolism and what you need to do to speed it up. If you're the one who feels like nothing that I'm doing is working anymore, my body's not responding, this is exactly who this webinar is for. I'm going to tell you exactly what's been going on and how to fix it. So hope to see you there, and until next time, see you soon. Bye.